there's been a lot of recaps. There's been a lot of different type of recaps. You have Magnus and Levi doing their hot takes. You obviously have Levi by himself. You have Hikaru. You also have Kramnik, which is giving a what he calls a no cheating recap, where he doesn't use his engines. Did you get to have a look at any of these recaps, and which one, let's say, impresses you the most?
I mean, so I didn't have so much time during the tournament. It was mostly focused on my own tournament. Uh, and sometimes I would be be looking at the take recaps. It would be interesting to get Magnus's thoughts and Hikaru's thoughts. And um, I watched a bit of like Kramnik's early ones. I'm not sure if he's still doing them because it seems like he's decided that they're not worthy
He's a
of
bit
recaps
offended
anymore.
by the lack of quality in the play of the players, at least according to
Yeah,
him.
well, I mean, there's a few things. First of all, again, I wouldn't criticize the quality so much. I don't see it as like for most of the match, it seemed like normal stuff. You would either have some kind of back and forth games, or you would have the very dry games. Like if we just go through them, like the first game, Ding won with Black. I would say Ding played well. Gukesh didn't play well. Second game was a dry draw, and the third game was kind of a mirror uh, of the first one. Gukesh this time played very well. Ding not very well. And we had, I think, a pretty dry fourth game, and a and then the fifth game where like Ding had this chance, but it was still dry. It's just that he had this chance to put a lot of pressure, but it was still very dry. And then the sixth game, which like Kramnik was criticizing very heavily, I actually thought was one of their better games. I was like, I'm trying. I mean, it had some weird moments. I mean, Gukesh was declining repetition in a worse position. Whatever. This is a stylistic choice. Um, but overall, they didn't do anything strange, and they were playing like pretty decent quality moves, and the engine didn't like disagree with what they're doing. I think okay, if the engine's not really disagreeing with you, then it can't be too bad. Um, and then we had this game which Magnus liked a lot in Game 7, where Gukesh was completely winning at various moments, middle game, end game, and Ding was down on time, but somehow Ding held by the skin of his teeth. Very good defense. But on the other hand, I did feel like Gukesh really um, did let this one go. I mean, Ding defended very well, but Gukesh also let it go. So I wasn't like super impressed with the game, but Ding's defense was very good. I mean, um, Gukesh got a winning position. He outplayed him and then like just didn't finish him off, which can be very difficult to do, speaking again from experience. But I wasn't on Magnus' side like this is a beautiful game, you know? It was a pretty good struggle, but it wasn't a special game. And then game seven was kind of weird to me. Or was it game eight? Forget already. The one where
I think
like Ding
game
just
eight.
yes, Ding sacked his queenside pawns and then Gukesh uh Gukesh missed some not very easy things, but still things that you could possibly find. And again, he let him go, and then he tried to play for a win in a worse position again. It's like some weird moments, but nothing like dramatically bad, but still some weird moments. Um, and then what was round nine? That was just very dull, right? Oh no, actually, I think round nine, there was this one moment that I was a bit surprised nobody mentioned. I think the game was like given such a high accuracy, and then people didn't bother to like think about the game at all. But there was this one moment on move 20. Gukesh played a Catalan and he didn't get so much, but then suddenly I felt like he got something. And even like Dubov commented and he just said it was a dry game. But I saw this one moment on move 20 where Gukesh played Queen B5, definitely missing Rook A2, Knight B6, Queen A7. Like he must have missed Rook A2, Queen A7, which equalizes. But if he had played Knight E5, I was looking at the time, like Gukesh is an hour up on the clock. There's no clear way for black to un tangle. And like Black has no concrete way to free themselves. It just has to, he'll just have to play move by move and holding a slightly worse position, which I thought was actually like practically a pretty good winning chance. I mean, I was a bit surprised nobody really made more of it. Uh, you know, that of course it's not winning, it's probably objectively just equal, but
And that is the reason why everybody misses our recaps.
no, but I was just like, I don't know. I really felt like this moment, especially the time situation, was a missed opportunity from Gukesh. And then it got very dramatic after that because then, okay, there was one more boring draw, like absolutely uneventful draw, the 10th game, right? Where
Yep.
Dingus White just like nothing happens. And then these very two dramatic games. This is where it started, like the quality started to really drop. But um, I wouldn't be too critical because we're already talking about the last few games of the match and they're very tired. The quality is bound to drop at some point. So in in like the 11th game, Ding blundered a piece. There's not much to say about
Yeah.
anything
Yeah.
that happened before that. It's just like nothing matters if you blunder, if you just hang a piece.
I feel
Nothing that happened before matters at all.
yeah, and I had to to cut it a bit short on this one, and I hope that we will be able to kind of recap everything that's been happening, especially in those last two games. Perhaps tomorrow. I do have to go right now. I am running out of time. But Fabi, as usual, thanks for sharing your insights with the audience about this very very interesting open tournaments that you've just played, and I think we'll discuss more tomorrow. For the moment, I think it's time for me to head out. It's time for us to close the show. And any final thoughts that you want to add, or we'll just see you tomorrow?
No, that's it.
That's it. Beautiful. We will see you tomorrow with perhaps some coverage or maybe a recap of the World Championship match. Cheers. See you guys tomorrow.